transmission fluid before the winter. SummerWind has 3 water holding tanks, 1 in the front, 2 in the stern. What we need to do is we need to run antifreeze through the freshwater pump. So here we are at SummerWind. The shrink wrapping is complete. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Donna. We are sailing on SummerWind. We are a couple that has always had an interest in sailing and have talked about someday retiring on a boat within the Great Lakes.
So with very little experience, we bought SummerWind, a 1994 36-foot Catalina Mark 1.5, and decided to take you along with us to learn the ropes about sailing.
Join us on our adventures throughout the beautiful Great Lakes.
Enjoy the ride, and thank you for watching Sailing on SummerWind. So hey everybody, I'm getting ready to change the transmission fluid for the first time. Been reading a lot about winterization, and it's recommended to change your oil and also your transmission fluid before the winter, just because the viscosity breakdown and just contaminants get in the oils and stuff like that, and just it's just recommended to have nice fresh oil in there so that as it sits through the winter, it doesn't that breakdown doesn't affect it, right? And you know, it makes sense to me, so I'm going to do it. So the transmission is back here. Let me see if I can get a good picture with the so I already got the pump in there. You can see right there. I pumped it out into this container right here using this pump right here. And this pump is basically, let's see if I can give you a good idea of what we got going on here. So it's just an oil pump. Just pumps the oil right out of the transmission, and as you can see here, right there's the transmission fluid, the amount that I pulled out of there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure it on this thing, this measuring cup, and I'll know exactly how much I pulled out of there, and then refill it with the recommended ATF fluid, and we will go from there. And it's okay. So I got the transmission fluid. I put it in this container, and it looks like we're come on, right around 8 ounces. All right. So here's the new transmission fluid, 8 ounces. You can see there. Nice red clean transmission fluid. Gonna attempt to put it in here. So I was having a hard time with the funnel, so I'm using this hose, and I use some duct tape to attach to the funnel. Let's see if this one works. Oh God. Seems to have gone down in there. I'll put the dipstick down in there and make sure that it's all down in there, but it's not leaking out anywhere, so I think I'm pretty sure it's down in there. So there you go. Kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but once you got the right tools, I think it's pretty simple. So I'm gonna winterize the water system on SummerWind right now. We have SummerWind has 3 tanks, one on the bow, one in the bow, and 2 in the stern, port and starboard side. And so I'm gonna fill up 2 gallons in each tank with this RV and marine antifreeze. And I've already drained the system. I'll get into that when I get below, and I'll show you the basics of filling up the tanks. Pretty basic stuff. So this is the forward tank. As you can see, it says water. You definitely don't want to fill up a tank that says diesel or something like that, or wastewater. So pretty simple stuff. Just some people use a funnel for this, but if you got a steady hand, you can handle it. There's one. I'll do the other one, and I'll meet you below, and we'll go through the winterization process. So this is the inlet for the stern tank, which just basically repeated the process. Poured 2 gallons inside there, and as you can see there, indicates water. And I mean, I hope that's pretty self-explanatory for people, but you know. And then there's the other stern inlet right there. So in the summertime, we just fill those things up with water, and we basically have close to 60 gallons of water on this boat. So it's kind of nice when you're anchored out or something. You don't have to worry about water too much. So okay, so here we are below. This is the water heater here, and as I mentioned, there's 3 valves there. Those are all shut off. So this is the forward in bow tank, and these are the 2 stern tanks. It says right there, right? And so they're all off right now. So what I'm gonna do, and then this is the water heater here. There's a drain valve for the water heater right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the cold water, and we should start seeing pink come through that line right there. I'm gonna open each one up at once, or one at a time. Get the pink water coming through here, because that's the inlet right there. And then I'll do that one, and then I'll do the third one. And then once I have good pink water flow through the system, I need to go to each faucet and do the same, and then I'm gonna do the water heater. So this is the first time I've ever done this, but it seems pretty self-explanatory. So I'm gonna turn the pump on now, which is right here. You can hear it running. I have none of the valves are open, right? Or none of the valves are open. None of the faucets are open right now. So there's 2 gallons in each tank. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this guy up. Open this one up. So that's the front tank right there. So stop. So the pump is stopped now. So I'm going to turn this faucet on. Oh, there's red right there. It's coming on already. So that's a good indication that there's pretty much getting the red pop out of there. So let me go do the bathroom real quick here. And you can hear the pump just stopped again. the red pop in there. Okay, and it's just draining out into the lake. Again, it's environmental. So there's three faucets. So there's the head, the galley, and there's a shower in the back here. So I'll come back here, and I think that's off. And I think these are reversed actually. Hot is cold. There it comes. Here's the red pop. Alright. Alright. So now I'm going to do that same process on the other two tanks. I'll get the cold water will be completely flushed out by that point, and then what I'll do is I'll turn all three tanks on and turn that hot water, and then I'll run it through the hot water tank, and then so that would indicate to me that once I run it through the hot water tank, I have the environmental antifreeze through the whole system. And I've watched quite a few YouTube videos. I've looked at the diagrams on this boat on where everything is, and I'm pretty confident that'll take care of me for the winter. So stand by. I'll show you the rest of it. So what I had to do for the hot water, because the system, the three tanks, I know that the source hose is filled with the antifreeze, right, in all three tanks. I think the problem is the hot water tank is like 4 gallons or something like that. So it doesn't have, there's not enough water in the system to actually run it through there. So what I did was I went to one tank, I switched it to one tank, and turned the other 2 valves off, turned the one tank valve on. I put 2 gallons of antifreeze in it, and the pump stopped now, and so now I'm running the hot water, and as you can see here, it's running through the system. I have the pink water, so that means that the water is flowing through the water heater through to this spigot, right? So now I'm gonna, and you can hear that the tank is now regenerating, and it's stopped again. So now I can go in to the bathroom here, turn the hot water on, and you can see there's just regular water coming out there, so that's not good. Now there's the pink water right there. That's a good sign there. Oh, shit. So clean that up, and then now we gotta go do the shower in the back, and then our system should be fully winterized. Okay, so I got the system all winterized. Now it's just a matter of draining the water heater here, and there's that valve right there. As you can see, I hooked a hose up to it so that it will drain right into the bilge here, and should be as simple as turning this thing. Oh, it's pretty freaking hard. There we go. Getting ready to pull SummerWind out of the water. They're working on the hoist right now to get it tip top, but I'm the first boat on November 13th to come out of the water. She's sitting here all ready to go. I got the water system winterized. I still need to winterize the engine, and still got the toy that's been pumped out. So we're ready to go. Got all the canvases off, got all the bimini top all taken off, and ready to shrink wrap. Boat's out of the water. Trying to keep the hoist running to get me in place. Been having a lot of problems with it last couple days. She's out of the water. Got her all power washed. Bottom looks pretty damn good for two-year bottom paint. Looks really good. Lots of room, lots of room. Put me right in here. She'll sit for the winter. Stands on. Okay, winterizing the engine. So, what we need to do is we need to run antifreeze through the freshwater pump, which is right here. This hose right here goes back to the inlet seacock back there, which I can show you. Which is right here. This is the seacock. This is the hose. I already took the hose clamp off. So that's the hose there. And now, so all I gotta do is pull this hose from there. Just make sure it doesn't kink. And then I'm gonna get a 5-gallon bucket, put it right here. Throw this thing down in there. Clamp it to the bucket, start the engine up. The antifreeze will run through the engine, and when you see antifreeze come out the outlet, the exhaust, we should be good. Okay, so there's the antifreeze 5-gallon bucket. I got 2 clamps on it. 2 clamps probably overkill, but you can see the hose is pretty much free to go into the impeller, and when I start the engine, the antifreeze should start sucking out of there, and 5 gallons from everything that I've read is plenty. Probably too much, but and you know, it'll you know, more than likely I could just watch that drain out, and once it gets to the bottom, just shut the engine off. More than likely my system will be pretty much protected for the winter. So but just to verify, I'm gonna like I said, put the camera on the exhaust and make sure that the red pop is coming out there. So so let's give it a shot. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start the engine up, watch it from up here, watch the antifreeze get sucked out of there, and hopefully my camera captures it coming out of the exhaust. Sorry, I gotta do this stuff at night because, you know, I work during the day, so. So there is water coming out, you can see it there. See there, the antifreeze is coming out, so it's already done. 5 gallons is way too much. Let it run a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to shut her down now. Alright, so that's winterizing the engine. We got, it looks like about 3 gallons it took to flush the fresh water system. Next step is to actually check the antifreeze, the closed antifreeze system, which is very much like a car. We'll check that with the antifreeze tester to make sure that we're at a good freezing point, and basically just connect this hose back up. I'm going to take that filter off on the inlet for the fresh water tank and clean that off. I'll probably, I can't really do it on the boat here, so I'll probably take it home and clean it up. I've never had that off, so we'll take a look at that and see what that's all about. But for the most part, I think we're ready for winter on the engine portion. So now that I'm on the hard, I'm going to open the seacock, which brings in the toilet water, right? And just make sure that she's, and then turn this thing to here with the water flow, and just make sure that there's no water there. See, you can see there's some water coming out. Get all that water out of there. I might even pour a little bit of antifreeze. I'll undo that. Pour some antifreeze down in there, make sure it comes out the seacock, and that'll make me happy. And then this is the drain for this sink right here. That seacock is open. Now that I'm on the hard, I'll pour some water through, or some antifreeze through there in that drain. So what we did to finish up the winterization of the boat, we opened up the water heater valve there, drained that out completely, make sure it's fully drained. Ran half a gallon of antifreeze down both of the drains here in the sink and also in the head. We did the same. And then the refrigerator has a drain down there with a pump. So this is just like a self manual pump here. So I put some antifreeze down in the refrigerator and pump the manual pump here to get antifreeze through the line so that there's no more water. And then our shower sub pump here, what I did was I added a gallon of antifreeze down in there, ran the sub pump, ran it out the drain, and so we should be good to go for winter. Last thing to do, I disconnected the batteries. I am gonna see if I can pull these out of here. They're very heavy, but so I got the batteries off, no problem. They are heavy, a little bit of a backbreaker getting it off of the ladder there, and but she's all buttoned up, ready for shrink wrapping. All right, we're ready for winter. Got the shrink wrap on, took care of the water system, got the antifreeze, the environmental antifreeze through the system. As I showed, we had changed the oil in the engine, got fresh transmission fluid in the engine. We flushed out the fresh water impeller system on the engine, coolant system. We checked the closed coolant system to make sure that it wasn't at a freeze point, no water in there or issues there, so we're good there. We took the batteries out this year, which we did not do last year, and so I don't have to worry about that this year. Last year I had to come down here, put a trickle charge on them every month or two, and it was just kind of a nuisance. And even though the batteries are kind of heavy, they were manageable. I could get them out, they weren't that bad. So so we got that taken care of. Those are sitting in my garage now on a trickle charger full time, so that's a good thing. So really the only thing I got to worry about this winter is coming down here every once a month or so and just checking on the bilge pump, make sure it's not taking on too much water. There's environmental antifreeze down in there right now, so we really shouldn't see much of an issue. Last year I did see some freezing there, but it was more of like a slushy freeze, which I'm told can happen with this environmental antifreeze. So as long as it doesn't freeze solid, you really shouldn't create any damage. So I'll just keep an eye on that, and we'll go from there. So so we're pretty much ready to go, and 2-3 months from now we'll be back out here at it, cleaning it up and getting it ready for launch date. Peace.
Thanks for watching Sailing SummerWind. Hope you enjoyed our first season of Sailing the Great Lakes as much as we did. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and join us for season 2 and some new adventures. Cheers!